You're not rooting for your own team.
You can't walk out on the set, bro. That's the cut anyway. Top 5 NBA players.
I can go 6 Lakers in my stuff.
LeBron at 1.
I gotta go with a King.
Jordan at 2.
Magic.
I'm gonna take Kobe.
Kareem.
My small forward, I take Latrell Sprewell.
This guy.
Sportsmanlike conduct podcast.
I'm co-signing, yeah. Welcome back to Sportsmanlike Conduct Podcast. I'm your host, Cassius Clee, and we are back, episode 21, guys. 21.
Yo, untouched by anyone.
Industry City Studios, Brooklyn, New York. What's up, Honix?
What's good?
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Sure. Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year.
Brother O.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Rudeness.
Yeah, let's get it.
IT Stokes.
What up?
Big Joe. What's up? Dirk Dash. Hey. What's up, brother? Chilling.
Yo, who call you Dirky? Anybody call you Dirky?
Damn, son.
Dirky.
Yo, Ponix. We haven't discussed Deion Sanders. And we had a meeting, and I think Joe brought it up that we should discuss it. So I'm going to let you bring it to light. Deion Sanders. What's your opinion?
All right. So
You like the move or you don't like the move?
I'm really indifferent on it. Like I don't pick a side, more so because, not to say I don't care. I feel like someone moving up in their position shouldn't be something frowned upon. It shouldn't be looked at as a move up, but it's a step up. The system is the system for what it is until you switch it.
Okay.
So my whole thing is just like, you can't put this black burden on just one black coach. There should be more black coaches in other seats. You get what I'm saying? So It's just like, if this is a better, because I'm pretty sure, like, how I look at it is, what is his goal of coaching? If his goal of coaching is to get a job in the NFL, if he can't do it by just coaching here, then what am I doing here? I'm showing you my value. I'll go to another school. I'll show you my value. Things like that. That's like being mad at somebody because they didn't stay. Like, it was all like, say you worked at McDonald's, right? And you made it the best McDonald's. And now you got a corporate position.
Right.
Now people looking at you like, oh, you going corporate? You're gonna leave this McDonald's after everything you did?
Right.
It's just like, yo, like, I should want to move up.
Yeah, I made it the #1 McDonald's in Brooklyn, so
I
it's
gotta
time to
stay
move
here.
on.
Like,
Right.
you feel me? Like, I don't know that. I don't know.
I'll go to you, O. Feel about Deion?
Listen, I don't know. You know, that term is loose about being a step up, but like you said, the system is a system, and that's what you have to do. So now he paid his dues, and with him, he chose what his so-called dues are to take these levels. So he took a low-level coaching position because, let's be honest, HBCU are lower-level collegiate athletics because of the money they get, or the money they don't get, rather. The lack of money in funds and facilities and all that. And he's going something with these boosters that have millions and billions of dollars that give back. Right. So they could build new stadiums, new locker rooms every so-called years, whatever. But at the same time, just like they said with Deion, even though he had an Under Armour deal with Jackson State, they had the most jerseys outside of Oregon. Oregon always have, like, I don't think they wear the same jersey in any game. I mean, throughout the season, I don't think they repeat jerseys. So he was like on that second level. So that means he had a lot of backing. So they were giving him money for this and money. Right? Listen, he left them in a good place if they follow what he left. I mean, he can't stay there forever.
Exactly.
He could, but why would he? Then all the people that he bring in is going to be stagnant. So he's taking other people with him to this bigger program. You know what I'm saying? He said he even hired, remember his old defensive coach when he was on the Cowboys, Zimmerman.
You hired him?
They hired him.
Yeah. Rudy, what's your take?
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, he's not. He did his time, man. Like he did his. He improved the program.
Improved the conference.
Improved the conference. Like they were better off. He's like, you know, whatever he left. It's a good thing. Like I don't think he owes him anything.
No.
He did his time, and it's just time for somebody else to pick up the torch and carry it on. You know, that's how I feel.
Stokes.
Just cut to the chase, man. There's no sugarcoating this. The bottom line, it's all about money. This guy went from making $300,000 a year with Jackson State, and now he accepted a role, a 5-year deal for $29.5 million. I mean,
I'm sorry, repeat that again.
he went from making $300,000 a year
Right?
at Jackson State to now he's scheduled to make, well, he's set up to make $29.5 million over 5 years with Colorado.
All right. So the math on that is $6 million per year.
Yeah.
Close. And then he has incentives. So he might make a whole lot more.
Okay.
Yeah. So obviously, Colorado has a lot more financial backing than Jackson State does. Therefore, he can use the resources that he has at his disposal and, you know, do a better job recruiting. But I will say this, though, because I do understand the position that a lot of people who are critics of Deion Sanders, especially those who actually attended HBCUs, and also people who just, you know, understand the plight of HBCUs. Now, I looked back on YouTube and how his introductory speech when he accepted the position at Jackson State, he stated that God sent him to Jackson State.
God.
Praise him.
God.
So
he brought the divine force into the equation.
That's hyper.
So, I mean,
I hear you, son.
yeah, so he said that. Now, a lot of people, they take that literally. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he never said God sent him to coach Jackson State for a multitude of years. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, I understand the plight of HBCUs, man. They don't have the financial backing. A lot of these schools are underfunded. Their facilities for these players are not up to par. You know, so, but at the same time, I mean, dude left for a better financial, you know, situation. And I can't blame him. But I do understand the sentimental, you know, reaction that a lot of people have for HBCUs.
I don't understand it.
You know?
I don't understand it because you can sympathize with an HBCU, but you can't turn around and act like you don't know why somebody wouldn't want to stay there. You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't want to stay
Wouldn't
there?
want to stay there. Meaning, like, you said they had him there for what? 300?
300K?
And then his jump was what?
About $6
About
million.
the $6 million a year,
$6
$29.5
million a year,
million
right?
over 5 years he
So
signed for.
he's doing his due diligence and even coaching at a disc. Because I'm pretty. Let's be honest with you, like personality like Deion, he has pride. Pretty sure he wanted more than that, but it's like, yo, I can cripple the school with them paying me, whatever. This is what they got to offer me. I'm gonna make do with what they give me, and I'm gonna make it in a way where this could be something that can profit something. But I feel like the excuse is always gonna be like, all right, cool, like HBCU is underfunded, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. So my whole thing is that's not on a coach. No matter, I can come in and I can change the system, I can change it, blah blah. Ultimately, if no money goes into it, that doesn't go into it.
I think with Deion, right? I think he did a good job, right? Like he went to the school 2 years. Last year they were undefeated. The thing is, only Deion could take top 100 recruits because he's Deion.
Mm-hmm.
So by him being at a HBCU, he's going to get top recruits. If that were another coach, he's not getting the top 100 recruits.
Of course not.
It's not happening.
Definitely.
So I think if Deion would have stayed, I don't know how many years it would have took, but maybe, like O said, it might never have happened. 10 years, 15 years, that's too long. Like nobody has 10 years to change the system. But I think maybe Deion would. Ed Reed's doing it too right now, right?
Yeah, he accepted a head coaching position at Bethune-Cookman, which is located in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that
Like in that Miami.
But-
area.
made
But that's what I'm saying.
other
Yeah, a
high
lot of-
profile
yeah,
dudes
a lot
accept
of-
those
exactly.
jobs.
100%.
So you're a trailblazer.
That's
No,
what I'm saying.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you could be that. You don't
Yeah.
have to stay in it.
No,
You know
no,
what I'm
no.
saying?
I
can set
agree.
the tone. I can give you the blueprint. But it's not. It shouldn't be my responsibility to get all these places backing,
But
all these places recruits. This is not my job. My job is to take care of
But you see,
the position that I
now,
have.
now this is not only a
If we're talking
Deion.
about job,
This is not only a Deion problem. This is a black people problem.
It
right?
is.
Any black person in power that seems to leave the black establishment and try to further
it's
their
considered
career,
a sellout.
we sell out.
but
That's a strong word to be called a
It
sellout.
depends because
right?
there's a lot of sellouts. There's a lot of sellouts. To be honest with you, I love black.
There
people.
is, but this I don't. This is not.
This
one
is
of them.
not. This is
This
not an
one.
example. This is not an example. But have you ever had an issue with like a superior? If you can't talk about it, don't talk about it. But have you ever had an issue with a manager
that was black?
That was black,
right?
And he's just like, yo, bro, you should understand me better than you feel me?
But right?
Uh-huh.
There's a manager.
Uh-huh.
Right? At a company I used to work, right?
Yeah.
She moved up. She knew everyone. She got to a point in the company where she was big dog.
Mm-hmm.
Cats felt like, yo, you're acting different. I'm like, she's not acting different. She has more to protect.
She has more to protect.
Right. So
Right,
she
cool.
can't act the same. Like if she sees you doing something wrong, you have to be disciplined.
All right,
Otherwise,
let me-
she's gonna lose her job
and credibility.
All right, cool.
But let's keep it to DR though. Let's keep it to DR.
No, for sure.
Right.
What I'm saying is, you see somebody basically takes the job, where it's like everybody else is avoiding it. Nobody else want to take it.
That's true.
Big name come in, switch it up. The culture rise, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, when was Deion not Deion in coaching? You see what I'm saying? So you can't call him a sellout because it's not. You can see how he coached. He's not about to change the way he coached just because he's going somewhere else. So technically, he's still doing what he needs to be doing. At the end of the day, how it looked like to me, it looked like his coaching style is more so like on relationships with his players.
They love him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's what it was
and
about.
that's a cultural thing.
That's supposed to. That's how it's
if
supposed
that's
to
the
be.
case, and I think what he's doing is he's showing black competency as a coach. So that's a good black coach. So my whole thing is, if you follow the system, more black people should be employed if they go that route by doing it. So he's doing his job even in taking another job because he can switch. He can switch how a fucking a school is ran.
See, Deion,
you know who you hiring.
Deion's the name, right? Deion's the personality. You're not getting. If I had a choice, I'm a college kid. I got a choice to go to Alabama. It doesn't even matter who the coach is, right? They're top 10 every year, right? Or go to a school that Deion's coaching.
Yeah.
I don't know now. Now I got to make a decision. If I go play with Deion, he's going to teach me the game. He's going to teach me life. He's going to give me connections.
Is that not
He's
too-
going to give me all of that.
All right, cool, but
if it's not Deion, I don't think I'm going there.
But is that not too much to put on somebody's shoulders?
It is, but he accepted that role.
He accepted that role. So my whole thing is up until, let's be honest, we know how the college system is. A lot of people go to coach like teams because of who the coach is or what the school has done, right? We're not gonna switch this. My whole thing is him taking the HBCU job. What do you think it was?
It was a stepping stone.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got off, but according to him, he got.
I mean, regardless if,
It's a
if it was,
win-win.
They wouldn't have
if it was
recognized
his
him.
intention or not, it's still. If you look at it, it is a stepping stone. That's how he got
Colorado
the Colorado
wouldn't
job.
even-
But he said he could have
Exactly.
got bigger. He had offers from bigger schools than Jackson State. You know, supposedly bigger, like Power 5, as they call them, schools to be a coach.
Right.
Yeah,
So
but
he-
you take a job
Colorado
like that,
wouldn't
you
have
get-
recognized him had he not taken that position at the HBCU school.
Exactly. And then on top of it, what you call it? It goes to show like, yo, if I can take the job like this where we have all these things going against me, I can, one, put the school in a better position and also put myself in a better position
Yeah, it's a
to show that
win-win
I'm
for everybody.
qualified.
And
So it's a win-win.
Which he did.
How you mad at me now?
Let's-
That I want to...
Because they want him to stay.
Those-
Keep staying.
those-
Like,
but that's
see,
not-
this is what we do. This is what we
Come
do.
on, bro.
This is what we do to people. I want you to stay at a job because I want you to stay. Not because it's
deserve
about
to leave.
it's your career. I want to make a choice in your life. Stay, Deion. Keep coaching there. Be like, yo, how many years you want me to stay there then? 3, 4? Is that gonna make you happy? No. Then somebody gonna say, yo, he should have stayed 5. You should have stayed 6. But here's
Exactly.
what he did, right? To us or to Deion, 300,000 is nothing. Somebody else take that job, 300,000. That changed a whole man's life.
Yeah.
Or woman. Right? Now he could take his kids there. His kids go to college. 300,000. He probably put somebody in that position right now. We're like, yo, Deion, thank you, bro.
Yeah, that
Exactly.
The guy he left
but
in
on
place.
top, but even better when you look at it, right? He got that 300,000, right? Think about how much money the school was making prior to him being the coach. When they had to offer him that, their offering price is probably up now because he
Yeah.
got the sponsorships and he got backing from different places.
Not only that, they were dumpster fire. Like
Come
they didn't win any
on.
games.
And yo, your man didn't go to some
Somebody wanna look at
some
the
glorious
positive.
place like he could have
what I'm
went.
saying.
Like, yo, he dealt with a water problem. He didn't make any excuses.
Man, I ain't trying to, make the state of Mississippi look bad, but
Brett
it's the
Favre
poorest
did that.
state. Damn, man. It's the poorest state in the union. You know what I'm saying? So him being in Mississippi alone is a sacrifice he's
He
made.
didn't go for the money.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely
Definitely.
not.
And I mean, I don't know what his financials are, but I'm gonna assume that Deion
He's good.
doesn't need 300,000.
Yeah.
Like without that 300,000, I think he's good.
I would
Yeah.
agree with you.
Especially with the headache.
Another component to this is that, let's be honest, him coaching at Jackson State, let's just say, they have an undefeated year and they win the championship within the HBCU division or whatever. Jackson State is never going to be in a position where he can actually compete for a national championship. He's at a Power 5 conference, the Pac-12. I know it's going to be diluted once USC and UCLA leave for the Big Ten. But at the same time, he can add a whole nother component to the now, like I guess,
Yeah, to the
because
conference.
Pac-12 is transforming now since they losing those teams. But Deion could actually still keep them afloat.
Yo, recruits is lining up.
I know.
He took a lot of
Transfer
players
portals.
from Jackson
I know.
State.
And he
with
could
him.
compete. He probably could compete for a national championship.
I'll give him 2 years. He's going to
Probably
compete.
could. And then especially with the NILs
Right.
now being introduced.
Now, let me
Come
tell
on,
you,
man.
I know O mentioned this, right? Donors and sponsors, right?
Yeah, boosters.
Boosters, correct. Now, the owner of the Phoenix Suns, the new owner, right?
I forgot his name. But yeah.
Matt Ishbia, something like that.
Oh, that took over for they.
Your man went to Michigan State.
Sava.
He was a guard there for Tom Izzo. He's
really?
he's like a big billionaire right now doing real estate. He donated $32 million to Michigan State. Jackson State can't compete with alumni like that.
That's what I'm saying.
But even alumni, what they giving is not even close to what these big schools. I'm not saying they could be making enough money like that. But that's where most of these schools, Texas A&M,
Yeah. Real quick.
their boosters get millions
Yo, $32 million
every year.
That's a whole stadium.
Yeah. Real quick. I want to get Joe into this too, because Joe, I know, has something to say about this too.
All right, what you got to say, Joe?
No, I kind of feel both sides. I do feel like as a coach, as a prominent figure, you have to have some sort of responsibility towards an HBCU. I mean, these schools were started when black people didn't have anything, you know what I mean, and the legacy still continues. So I feel the HBCU's vibe on wanting him to commit longer than 2 years. You know, yeah, I feel like an HBCU is not a place to do a stepping stone. You know, this is a place where you have to build up. It's where there needs to be built. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can't just jump in and jump out. Like an HBCU wasn't started for that. It wasn't built for that. On the other hand, I do feel Deion Sanders, if his intent was to come to a program and, you know, build up his own personal resume, then cool. I think, lastly, I'm interested to see, like, what happens to Jackson's collegiate program.
Yeah.
Now that he's gone.
That's gonna be the telltale.
Thanks, Joe.
Of all of that. But to piggyback on what he's saying, especially with the people that say he should have been there and done longer, I get it, and I agree with that too. But that system of the HBCU is not necessarily furthering these students and these kids the way that these other schools are doing it. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. It shouldn't be that way, but that's just the way it is.
Talking about athletically.
Athletically.
I got a
They
question.
doing things academically.
I got a question, right? Ultimately, who's in charge of putting the money into a school?
There's a bunch of
schools. Wait,
alumni.
there's different ways,
Well,
but
you got the boosters,
from athletics
endowments,
and athletic
the departments.
direction, it's to get boosters and sponsors.
Okay. What I'm saying is, you have schools, you have prestigious programs already that you're going to be competing with no matter who the fuck you are, right? Right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, let's say Deion worked 5 years. It's more than a 5-year gap for him to catch up financially to what these schools are going to do. It's not. That's not the response. That shouldn't be on the responsibilities of a coach, is my opinion. That's my opinion.
Right.
At the end of the day, I can do whatever. I can change the culture. I can be for the culture and stuff like that. Ultimately, who puts in the money? It shouldn't just be, oh yeah, I'm just coaching here for 10 years. The money's no. But what am I doing it for? Then?
I think that's what their biggest disappointment is, or their biggest gripe with Deion. Like, he was bringing in money for them because of his name. He has a name already.
Yeah, 100%. But
he's a showman, so he had a name. So now all that money is going, and it, sometimes it spreads to the conference.
But then that's why I'm saying I think that becomes a bigger problem.
Yeah,
that becomes a bigger problem. That's more so system than it is coach.
Exactly. Because
you see what I'm saying?
Even if they wanted to move up to D1 or whatever, what is it, the FBS?
They don't have the finances to compete.
No, they don't have this. They're
not made to compete.
They don't have the resources because you need a certain amount of but you need a certain amount of
enrollment.
Yeah.
Here's a ridiculous hypothetical.
They would have never been content. They would have never been content.
He'd have to win a national championship
at that point.
In
How was he going to do
years.
that?
Yeah, it's impossible.
If they get every top recruit, they go undefeated the next 4 years. There's never going to be contractually. They could never play like in the BCS, right?
See what I'm saying?
They have to move up.
Yeah, and
different. They have to keep moving up.
It'll be impossible, right?
Yeah, because they won't be able to compete physically because of the fact that...
Well, they can. Even if they could.
Say they got every recruit. I'm talking about contractually. They can't just put them in there, right?
No.
That's a big ask.
It's hypothetical.
No, it's hypothetical. He's saying they got
I know.
CJ Stroud and
they got every recruit.
Marvin. They got Ohio State squad in Jackson State.
Yeah, just say Deion's going to the room and just pulling the top cornerbacks, receivers, offensive line. They go undefeated 3 years in a row. They're not gonna get an invitation.
Nope. Exactly.
They're not even gonna get an invitation to move
exactly.
up. They gotta go to D1, D2.
What am I staying here to do? Becomes a question.
So then why don't we be realistic? Why don't we be realistic, right?
But that's the thing.
You're going to an I keep saying this wrong. HBCU. I always put an S in there. You're going to an HBCU. You're not going there to be a college athlete, right?
What do you mean?
No, you
primarily.
You're not going there to be a professional
athlete.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though they
produced. They did.
Not a lot, but they've over the years.
Chances.
I'm saying, but these colleges weren't made to produce professional athletes?
But they,
No.
but
But
now they
they-
know they could get money.
Yeah.
These
Money,
colleges
Deion
are made
brought
because
money.
they couldn't go to
And
the
so
other
now-
schools.
Yeah, that's I was about to bring that up. Some of
So-
those,
so he's
especially
not wrong.
especially in the segregated South.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So he's not wrong.
So let's not, let's not just go to HBCUs. HBCU
Of course
to
not.
be a professional athlete. That's not. I don't think that's what it's made for.
All right, so sorry, I'm just gonna kind of give an analogy here. You had Shaheen Holloway last year, the coach of St. Peter's, that brought
Oh yeah, the tournament. That's right.
that made St. Peter's.
Elite Eight, right?
Yeah, they went to the Elite Eight. Now, keep in mind, St. Peter's facilities is. I mean, you talk about a school. They're not only were they underfunded, they were at a deficit, like an extreme deficit.
Yeah, it's a small Catholic school in Jersey.
You know what I'm saying? And he actually, by him having that successful season with St. Peter's, brought in a whole lot of sponsors and people started donating money to the university. That being said, he leaves. He's now the coach of Seton Hall, his alma mater. You see what I'm saying?
Tim Thomas
But
went to
the
that
fact
school,
of the
right?
matter is
He left.
that, like, back to, when
Tim
Ponix
Thomas.
made that analogy,
He did the same
Tim
thing.
Thomas went to.
That's what Deion did.
Villanova, I think.
but
No,
I think
high
the
school.
difference
St.
is,
Peter's.
high school.
Just talk about St. Peter's High School?
no, college.
No.
Oh,
College.
Yeah.
But the thing is that Deion did the same thing, but for some reason, these, his critics, I don't know what their expectations were, but I don't know. They felt like he was ordained.
They put it on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like,
And-
Deion, take
Yeah.
HBCUs
He was
and
ordained
bring
to be
them
the same
bring
one
them
to
to
the
the
HBCUs. And
Break through
that's,
to the
I'm
BC.
sorry, sorry,
BCS.
disappointing job,
happened?
but that is unrealistic.
Exactly.
For someone who's trying to uplift and better us, his situation.
Come on, son.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
How was he going to do
Listen,
that?
you got to leave HBCUs. Just let them compete with each other.
But he gave them, I'm telling you, long term.
Nah, you need others, man, but
I'm saying
they-
long term, I think Deion did. I'm not gonna say wonders, but he
I think he
did
the
a lot
best
of
of what
more
he could-
positive
Yeah,
than negative.
I think
He did
so.
the best he could do with what was given to him.
Case closed.
He actually overachieved what was
So
given
that's
to him.
my whole thing is like when you can't like there's no way to compete at the highest level even if you think you're prepared for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he's like, all right, cool. Like what are you gonna do? Axe to scrimmage one of the bigger teams?
Yeah,
And then even if you do that, what's gonna happen?
that's one of those
Say
things.
you beat
man.
him, what's gonna happen?
Like Deion was supposed to save. I don't think they need saving.
No,
It's not a, like,
I do
why-
think
why-
they need saving. It's not
Saving-
gonna come from a coach.
What saving? What? What are we saving them from?
Who's the best coach in the world? Let's say who's your favorite football coach? Who do you think is the greatest football mind
greatest? That's
to
tough
be a coach?
question.
No, watch.
Jimmy
I'll pick a
Johnson.
favorite.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I like Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy
Mike
Johnson,
Tomlin right now. If I had to pick a coach.
Oh yeah.
Just go.
I can't
Anybody.
All right.
Yeah.
For the good. Jimmy Johnson? All right. Let's say he goes to HBCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
The system is still in place for them to not compete. No matter who
who's
the
there.
fuck coaches.
Right.
So my whole thing is I can stay here until the day I die, have perfect records, and it won't mean anything. So who's in charge of changing the system?
It won't mean anything if your plan is to compete with the
biggest-
BCS.
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a bigger talk
they
than
don't
just
have
the
to compete
coach
with that.
because my whole thing is the funding comes into. Now, if people was talking about the funding and being like, all right, cool. I think what Deion, any argument that I can see from the other side where I'm like, all right, cool, like, I'll give y'all that, is with, they're like, all right, cool. The money that comes with Deion, he can make it become a conversation for them to switch the system around. But even then, it's just like, all right, you still gonna just need more than one fucking example because now if he just Deion is the only person, right?
Yeah.
How many other HBCUs are there that plays football?
The professionals that came out?
No, that plays
In that
football. Like how many?
conference. What? And that SWAC
No, in
is.
general.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, it's like
you talk
about
the
12.
teams.
12, right?
How
think
do
it's
they
about
do their
12.
tournaments, D?
So-
Same way as BCS? Or they just
Nah,
It's just-
they have like a playoff system. It's not like now they have a playoff system now with the
so Jackson State won? Were they the one that won in the playoff system?
I'm gonna check.
It almost be like Division II basketball, trying to compete
all
in
right,
Division I.
exactly. So what I'm trying to say is this, right? So out of the teams, out of that stuff, right? What I'm saying is Deion's the one person. He's gonna need more than fucking Deion.
Yes.
So
You're going to need
how can
Ed Reed,
I
you're going to need a million people.
How can I just give him the blame? I can't.
I think they wanted too much out of Deion.
They did. He can't coach all 12 teams.
Yeah.
It's one school that he changed around.
But you know, it's that thing we do, man. You can't progress. You can't leave. You got to stay where
Like
you
he
are.
did nothing.
You got to stay where
Act
you
like
are.
he did nothing because he's leaving.
Because being stagnant is actually a regression in life, son.
It is, man.
You always got to move up, man.
Yeah, he
You always
brought
gotta
his
move
sons with
forward.
him. He brought some
Yeah,
other
they won a
players with him.
championship 2 years in a row.
They did.
Come on, bro.
2 years in a row.
With a playoff system.
What else are they supposed to do?
Yeah, the conference.
I mean,
What else are you supposed to do?
hey, they want
What else are you supposed to do, bro?
the critics want him to stay there. And take that
You know
school
why I think they
to
really
the
want him to
BCS.
stay there?
It's
'Cause
not
he don't want-
possible.
They don't want him to be the next great coach.
That's gonna take 10
They
years.
don't
bro.
want him into the NFL.
Hmm?
They don't want him to.
It would take him
Nobody
shorter,
wants
probably,
to look
but
over the corner and like, oh, like this is
with
somebody
what he's
that's
doing?
coming for people's jobs. I think
Yeah, I don't know.
there's a lot of people that sit. There's a lot of coaches that sit at these big schools that don't even deserve to be the coach.
No.
Dirk,
That's a conversation for another day.
you got any opinions on this, Dirk? If you do, grab Stokes' mic, bro.
Pause.
Definitely pause. Y'all did like 5 pauses today. I'm banning myself. Grab Stokes'
grab
mic.
it.
That's
You gotta make a
crazy.
new New Year's resolution.
Yeah, word up.
I mean, I kind of agree with both sides. Well, I understand.
That's crazy.
I don't feel like it's too much responsibility to put on one man to stay. And what does he stay? Why do you want him to stay? Would be my question. What's the purpose of him staying? Is it gonna make a difference? If it's not gonna really increase the status of those schools, then it really doesn't make sense.
Right.
And
Not
I mean,
enough.
as far as a stepping stone, I think that's natural progression of business. We all do it in various aspects of our lives. So I think it was an unrealistic expectation for him.
Yeah.
But I think with him, it's not even really a stepping stone. If he wanted to coach in the NFL, with his name alone, he could have just coached in the NFL just to do it.
Yo, Deion make things happen, man.
Yeah.
He's a very influential dude. Especially with these kids, these recruits. You're gonna go be with Deion.
Don't be surprised if how successful he is at Colorado.
Oh,
he might
I'm
get
not
an
gonna
NFL job.
I'm not gonna be.
Yeah,
He might leave for the NFL.
but NFL is not recruiting, man. It's a different thing, man. But
But I'm saying he'll
if
probably
he
get
puts in place coaching, I think he'll have.
Michael, absolutely.
It's like
like Jimmy Johnson did that. Didn't Jimmy Johnson take his
Yeah, just
Miami
right there.
staff
Oh, yeah.
to Dallas?
But it's like Mike Tomlin has the respect and the command of his team, his whole locker room, except Antonio Brown, which is an enigma within itself.
Santonio Holmes too to take
Nobody
it further
can-
back.
Nah. Santonio Holmes, he got out of there. He had control of that. He was gone after a while. But they needed
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. He was,
Le'Veon Bell too was a bit of a
but
hate.
they got him out of there. I mean, he kind of did it to himself. Won the contract. They were just like, no, man.
And
He
he's
was
boxing.
able to get the best out of them anyway, so
Yeah.
it don't really matter.
Big ups to
I
Mike
think
Tomlin.
he had more though. The running back we just talked about,
Le'Veon Bell?
Le'Veon Bell. I
He
think
had
he
more
had
than
more.
Tank. Yeah, definitely.
He had a lot more.
It looks like we all, agree with Deion. Or
Dion.
not a real critic of
Prime
Deion.
time.
What more can he do?
Yo,
Yo, appreciate all your opinions. This is Sportsmanlike podcast. Signing off.
Yo.
Peace. You want to go into the Nets or we good?
Got my food coming in 2 minutes, Paul.
it's bad
It's like,
Yo,
fuck this cast.
Let's go.